Welcome back to another episode of the Professional Nomad Podcast. Thank you all that are able to join me this weekend. And if you are here watching it live, I also want to say, excuse me, I also want to make sure I say thank you to everybody who are watching this on the replay gang in full effect. Thank you guys. Big salute to all you guys. Big salute to all of the new subscribers to the channel. Big thanks to everybody that's been hitting that like button. Please continue to hit that like button. We are pushing 300. We are trying to get to that 300 subscriber mark, and we are almost there. We are oh so close. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, please make sure that you are checking because sometimes you can get unsubscribe from channels if you're on YouTube. I don't know why they do it, like shadow banning or things like that. So you want to make sure that you're still subscribed to all, not just mine, but all of your favorite YouTube channels, because as you know, they'll start to slowly disappear. So you want to just make sure that you're still engaged and you're still able to see these channels. So do yourself a favor, hit that notification bell. Just go to the page, hit the notification bell. Therefore, when we go live, you will receive either an email, you'll get a notification at the top of YouTube, or both, depending on what it tends to do. For me, I know for me, it does both. So I just want to say, make sure that you are doing this so you can see if you're still subscribed to all of your favorite channels, not just here, but everywhere else, because they will do it. Today we got another good one. We're going to still be talking about soft skills. And I'm trying to get this banner together. There we go. All right. We're still talking about soft skills, so we're doing another blind reaction to The Godfather, Kevin Samuels today. We want to make sure that we always pay homage and respect to The Godfather, no matter what the circumstances may be. Like I said last week, whenever this man really opens his mouth and talks, he taught lessons. So we all need to be people who are understanding that we need to remain humble at all times and that we always should be ever learning. We don't never know everything. So with that being said, I want to make sure I give a shout out to my moderators and tell them a big thank you as well. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep striving. So I'm not going to overtalk it. We're going to get right into the content and we're going to go. Please make sure you support the content. Please make sure you donate to the channel. Here you can see below, you'll see the email, you'll see the Cash App. If you got any suggestions on content that you want to see done over here, just send it to my email. Like I said last week, some of the stuff has been a little too ratchet for me to cover on this channel. But if you want to cover it, I mean, if you got something that you think needs to be discussed, I'll take a look at it. But it has to be in a professional manner. It can't be too ratchet, and it can't be nothing that's going to get the channel shut down or demonetized. Nothing like that. But without further ado, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start sharing this video, and we're going to get right into this content.
Winning. Who's this person in the chat room? Keelan. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait. 40. So we got 42 from Charlotte. 43 from the Woodlands. There we go. So the question is, do my soft skill. What's going on, Kevin? I know you. Do your soft skills suck? Do they? Do your soft skills suck? Well, I think that's a pretty easy question for a lot of people to answer. Your soft skills suck if you find it difficult to get what you want out of life. Real talk. Your soft skills suck if you find it difficult to get along with anybody other than people who share all your interests. Let me give you an example. If you're an athlete, you're an athlete, but the only way you can get along with people is that they play some sort of sport or something like that. If you don't have a sport in common, it's difficult for you to interact with people, right? I don't want to play sound. Difficult for you to interact with people. Okay? If the only people you can get along with are people from like your side of town, your race, yada yada yada, your soft skills suck. And if no one has told you, let me be the first one to tell you. In today's world, soft skills rule. Hard skills, they get you the interview. That's all hard skills do. Hard skills get you the interview. Soft skills get you the promotion. Soft skills are the key to life.
Let me stop it right there. Soft skills are the key to life. Very important thing to learn. Very important to learn. Why is that? Well, it's very important for us to notice because we have to know how to talk. We have to know how to act, and we have to know how to behave. That's all part of soft skills, right? As he said, hard skills, they get you the job. Soft skills gets you the promotion. So, like every man should want to do in their lifetime, you don't want to always be entry level. I don't know anyone that always wants to make the same amount of money for the rest of their lives. With that being said, you have to try to do things that's going to get you promoted. And I don't know anybody who does not ever want a promotion in their lifetime or a better paying job, right? And how are you going to ever get a better paying job if you don't know how to mold yourself into the type of person that they want to be, they want to see? That they want to see. How are you going to ever get this job if you don't know how to use the words that they want to hear? Sure, you can have a beautiful work resume, but when they talk to you, what do you utter out of your mouth? Even on YouTube, here on YouTube, we sit here and we look at all of our favorite people, and we can look and tell who is really ever been a part of some sort of management team and who hasn't. just by the simple way that they treat people. And that's one thing that's not acceptable in life. It doesn't matter what you used to do, it's about how you're maintaining yourself now. How do you act when you don't need people? That's what's important. It's not how you act when you need them, how you act when you don't need them. And that's what people are judged off of. And that's why people don't really pass the test all the time, because when you don't need anybody, you give people your ass to kiss. But when you need people, you got your hand extended in every direction. But if everyone understood the principles of soft skills, everyone, and how important they are, we would never ever have to worry about ever having to explain when we're wrong, right? Because we would do things to prevent ourselves from being in the position of being wrong. Like I always say, never put yourself in a position where you had to explain anything. What's up, Jeremiah? What's going on? What it do? All right. Don't get fired on your day off. Don't get fired on your day off. You know what I'm saying? Them soft skills, you know? Like I always say, I've said it many times. Never put yourself in a position where you have to do explaining, where you have to explain yourself. You just have to go ahead and do what's necessary. I can't worry about what anyone has to say about me, what someone thinks of me, whatever. As long as I'm doing what's best for me, that's what matters the most. And this is some of the lessons that we learn when we listen to somebody like Kevin talk about, certain things. We're going to listen to a lot of this video today, because at the ending part of this video, it's a lot of game that he spits after he takes some calls. We're not going to listen to the calls per se, but we're going to listen to what he has to say about a caller, put it that way. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, they're the key to life. And why is this thing still? I hate that. I'm gonna turn that ding dong off. I don't like that ding dong.
I don't need the kid.
Soft skills are the key to life. They're the things that get you your relationships, your interactions. Here's the thing: are you a woman? If you're a female, if you're a woman, and you don't have, and you want to be married, but you have no husband, your soft skills suck. See, what do you typically hear? When you start asking people about, things other than what they're good at, other than their job, that kind of stuff. What's your social life like? What's your romantic life like? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Well, then why are you like 30 years old and a woman and you unmarried? Or why are you a 35-year-old dude and you're not married? Oh, well, times have changed, man. That's back in the day, that y'all functioning from an old paradigm. The world is new now, man. And all that shit y'all talk about, that old 1910 stuff and gone away, now because of the internet, we are a whole new kind of human being. I'm good. Times have changed. You don't need all that no more. Or even better, sorry, getting the lighting right. Times have changed. Or here's the best one. Here's one of my favorites. People are just, people aren't doing that anymore. And people just insert whatever, whatever modifier you want to make your point. And the net of it is oftentimes people's soft skills suck. Here's some questions you need to ask yourself to determine whether or not your soft skills suck. First of all, we're going to have to get these likes up. 205 likes and the same one hater that comes through with the 5 accounts. We're going to need to get these likes up to over 400. Over 400 likes, and I'm going to need 15 people to drop something in here other than Patrick. Patrick is not going to pay y'all's way. Y'all been waiting to go. Y'all waiting for the panel. That's cool. Wait a little bit more. Put something in it. Let's get it. Come on, man. Y'all can't be doing this, man. How y'all gonna have the likes be that low, man?
Keep that like.
I'm not understanding.
You are subscribed. Make sure you hit that like button.
Get them up, get them up, get them up.
The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you wear your hair. Change the way you dress, the way you kiss, everything, 'cause you are scared that I might.
Hot lips.
Why should I leave you? Baby, please don't talk to me that way.
We're on the way. We're moving. We're moving. We're moving. We're moving. They're coming in. They are coming in. So, Jap, I'm going to have to steal some of your stuff. The doors of the church are now open. We got altar call. All right. We got them up. Keep them going, man. We need to get over 400. Over 400. 321, 322. Look. Oh, good. I hope the dislikes go up too. When you hit the dislike, make sure you leave. Goodness gracious. See, let me tell you about the people whose soft skills suck. The people whose soft skills suck. Everybody who hit the dislike button, your soft skills suck. Why? Because the only way you can really express yourself is to just do the opposite. I don't like this. Come on, let's keep it going. Hit the like button. Mo. I'm gonna refresh and see what's going on.
Shout out to Minister Jap.
It's sad, man.
Shout out to Minister Jap. Shout out to my guy, the International Choir Stone. Oh, man, I don't know how he doesn't figure out how to do it, but he do it every single time. He just slides on in the back door, you know what I'm saying? Quiet. Just does it every single time. But every time he does, let me make sure that you guys know that you need to go over there and support him and the team of Machismo TV. These guys show me a lot of love, so I want to make sure that you guys show them a lot of love, because they're all about making sure that men understand that they got a place to go when they need information. Sometimes as men, we're lost. We need to get it together. I've been there before. You ever had a motherfucking woman break your heart and leave you in shambles? Come on, man, you're human. Don't act like you ain't never had that happen to you. How did you rebound? What did you do? Did you sit there and, sulk? Like, what did you do? Well, now we have places you can go, like Machismo TV. And you can go over there and you can soak up game so you can understand how not to let that thing happen again and again and again. It's a men-centric content. It's men-centric content like this is men-centric content. It is on a late night level. So you got to make sure you stay up late night so you can go over and check them guys out. Please go over there and support them. Check out this clip.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
And I mean with nothing. They make it look good. He did not play back them. Yeah, I mean it's part of the algorithm. You gotta have the likes up to at least 50%. You know, he stayed on top of that. He did not play at all. Yeah, you're right. He would shut it down. That man, I didn't even understand what a chat was. That was so crazy about it. I used to hate YouTube so much. I didn't even know what a chat was. So one day I was on my Apple TV and I hit that chat button and it popped up and people were talking. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, that's what this is. Oh, okay. So yeah. Shout out to you though. Appreciate you joining. I never seen Minister Jab content either, but he spoke very highly of Minister Jab. So he must have been a solid dude. Does he still have a channel, Quiet Storm? I wonder. I can go over and check him out. But as Kevin was saying, you know, soft skills for anyone who wants a relationship, that's important too. You want to make sure that you're using those soft skills to develop your hand in personal life, not just in business. Everything can't always be about business. I know growing up in the United States or simply living in the United States, you know, we work our asses off because that's pretty much all we got to do. We work, we pay bills all the damn time, or we go to school, then we work and pay bills all the damn time, right? It's one or the other. But the point is, you know, you're so focused on paying bills that you work, and your mind is always focused on work. Like, it's just a normal, natural thing. It happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, please. Just no, send it to me on WhatsApp. Send it to me on WhatsApp because see, I don't know if I hit the replay live link button on here or not. Because I couldn't even get the one that you dropped last week. I went back and tried to grab it and it was gone. It's just imperative that you stay on top of things like your personal life, because a lot of us don't have personal lives because we don't have soft skills, if that makes sense. Let me put it to you like that. It's difficult to explain it because a lot of us have, as we get older, we think that the older we get, it's better to be alone to do things, you know, and I've grown to do that too sometimes. But even though in search of community, we tend to stumble and fall. And then when we rebound ourselves, we tend to say, well, I'd rather do it by myself, or I can do bad all by myself. I mean, we should always be searching for community. Always be searching for community. Even if the community is not normally what you're used to, you should still be searching until you find your tribe. Always. And the only way that you're going to ever find them is by learning how to talk to people and practicing. It's just period. Because outside of your everyday hustle or your everyday work activities, once you get off work, you know, and you go outside, you have to understand that the world does not stop for you. So once you understand that the world does not stop for you, you have to then humble yourself. And once you humble yourself, thanks, Quiet Storm, I just got it. Appreciate that. Once you understand, once you humble yourself, you start to see the world through a different lens. And once you see it from a different lens, you can then act accordingly. Let's get back to the video.
Oh man, YouTube is supposed to be free. It is. It's free to upload. Mm-hmm. Go to wherever you think free soft skills are taught. Go on, go on. Go on. Daniel, what's going on, nephew? Mr. Bowtie Nation, stand up. Salute, my friend. You know, of course, you got to have the bow tie that you can actually, you got to tie the bow tie. See, if you're a man, you need to, this is one man skill. You need to be able to tie 2 knots, a 4 in hand, and a Windsor, and a bow tie. That's what you need to be able to do. You need to be able to tie a 4 in hand and a Windsor, a full Windsor. See, here's some questions. Why do single professionals lag behind their coupled or married counterparts? Now, why did I put coupled in there? Well, because even if you are, LGBTQ, or you may be, have a long-term committed relationship. If people know you have a relationship, those people still tend to move up higher than their non-coupled counterparts. And married, that's just there's no doubt about that.
Let me stop it right there. And he ain't lying. He ain't lying because they don't want single people at the Christmas party. They don't want single people at the Christmas party. They don't want to invite single people to the get-togethers with upper management because single people end up smashing somebody's wife or somebody's husband. So as long as you're married, it looks better, not just for you, but also for the company image. They want to portray the family image and you know what I'm saying. Trust me. I've been to several Christmas parties and I look around and I'm like, I see how all the office stuff happens now. Everybody's in here blitzed, drinking Fireball. I don't know why people like that. I hate Fireball. And just having a merry old time. Some people having to get escorted up out of there. Escorted, I mean helped. And when you're married, people tend to look at you differently. It tends to move you up that ladder. You tend to be looked at as responsible. And I don't understand why, but it just is what it is. So that's why you see a lot of people who are LGBTQ with fake marriages in corporate America because of the benefits. It's people who claim they're married that are not married, that walk around legitimate with rings on, right? Just because they know how the company perceives that one thing, but they've never really been married. Once I got engaged, I went and looked for the spot in my company where I informed them basically of how to change all this stuff over, and I couldn't find any of this. So it's only a word of mouth thing. That's it. So they just need to know, oh, you're engaged, you're married, or you've been divorced. So that means you've been married, which means more likely you might marry again. But in the corporate websites and things like that, there's nowhere where you can just update this type of information, which is what I was trying to do. Just don't happen. Let's get back to it. So I don't know why they do that, but they like it. They like to know that you're married.
That number that thing tends to upset a lot of people with who don't have good soft skills. And I go back to the initial thing. I'm good. Times have changed. People are different today. And insert any one of those standard responses as I go down this list. Why do single professionals lag behind couple that are married? Are you truly in charge of your social life? Meaning you don't do nothing. I mean, honestly, let's be real. A lot of people were sheltering in place. When the Rona first hit, a lot of folks were sheltering in place, right? Let's be real. A lot of folks were sheltering in place and it was like nothing ever changed. I mean, you didn't have no life, no way. Sheltering in place didn't matter to a lot of folks because they didn't have no life anyway. Their life consisted of waking up, morning routine, morning commute, job, evening commute, sit, get on YouTube, watch something, play a game or something. And most of these people don't go to the gym because it's not like, even the people I'm talking about, most don't even go to the gym. They just go work at home. So when the whole thing happened, all they did was shelter in place. No one noticed. So are you truly in charge of your own social life? Meaning tomorrow's Friday, you've got at least 3 events over the weekend you've been invited to. You have been personally invited to. No, you're not on an email list. No, there's something happening in your city. No, somebody has sent you a text message, personal text message, a personal email, and or phone call and invited you to do something. Now, this is in a non infected world. You've got options on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's somebody who's truly in charge of their own social life. Okay.
Let me stop it right here. This is why we have couple goals, right? That's why we have people who look up to couples like LeBron and Savannah, Steph and his wife, et cetera, right? Because these people are praised, all right? They're praised. Not only are they doing things in the community, not for those type things, but people look at them and say, oh, I want to be like them. I want to be, I want to be like this. I want my man to do this for me, to do that for me, things like that, right? When the ordinary person is single out here and we don't understand the importance of teamwork or structure or working together with another person for the rest of our lives. The Michelle and Barack Obama structure, right? When you meet people who are married people hang around other married people. Married people don't hang around single people. So this is why a lot of people who have married friends don't really see their married friends a lot, because married people hang around other married people. Couples hang around other couples, basically. That's the gist of it. That's the bottom line. And why I don't understand the hierarchy structure of everything, but that's just how it works. You see the couple that's putting on for social media on Instagram and things like that. Oh, they look so happy. This is how I want to be. But that's a facade most of the time, but this is what we worship. But we tend to want to use our soft skills in that type of manner to build something like that. But when it falls apart, we don't know how to rebound. But let's keep going.
Are you truly not married because you choose not to be? How many times, hot lips, fellas, how many times do we hear women over 35 come onto this channel talk about they're not married, but because they choose not to be? How many times do we hear this, guys? How many times do we hear women of a certain age, they ain't married, but it's because they choose, because I choose not to be. Like they got, like somebody's actually checking for them, trying to actively marry them. And all I know you got to ask them is, how many times you've been proposed to in public? Ooh, see how I did that? All you got to do is ask them, how many times have you been proposed to in public? Not that we talking about it, not behind the scenes. See, if a man's going to propose to you in public, he's going to whip out a ring of significant carriage. He's going to drop to that knee and drop. Goshen, what up, fam? Shout out to Goshen. Shout out to Goshen. Shout out to all the big hundos. Shout out to the chat room. Shout out to the faithful few, because this is real. I want to start we got to have a real conversation, right? If you hear a woman talk about, I'm not married because I choose not to be, just ask her, when's the last time you were proposed to in public? And when she said, see, that cut all that off. You see how I did that, Naima? You see how I did that, hot lips? Need hot lips to go ahead and throw them lips on me. Go ahead and give me a kiss on the cheek, girl. Go ahead. Right there.
Kevin,
on that side.
well.
Right there. All right. Cool. That's what I like. Cool. Got to get them folk. In public is the important part. I'm not married because I choose not to be. And get out of here. How does being single hurt men at work? Now, see, I'm not making any distinction upon you a good man.
Let me stop it. I'm telling you, it hurts men at work because they don't want you coming to the parties smashing their wives. This is exactly what I'm saying. If they know you got a wife, or at least in some kind of relationship, you get invited everywhere. Everywhere. But if they know you single, they do not, especially if you're a black guy, they do not want you coming to these places in especially in corporate. You work in corporate, and you think they're going to be inviting a single black guy that dresses, and smells good, and he's going to be all up in here around all these women, single, drunk women. Oh, no. That ain't happening. No, somebody is going to be taking that man out to the car and giving him that Gaga 3000. They don't want you in that party single. They don't want you in them circles single. They just don't. I'm telling you. They don't want that.
This ain't nothing about you personally. This ain't anything about you anecdotally. How does being single hurt men at work? And we're talking about in a white collar environment, because this is different than a blue collar environment. Construction, that kind of stuff. I'm talking about a man in an office. Because if you don't think you are being hurt from a perception standpoint by being a single man in an office, especially if you're over 30, you have not been paying attention. Women across the board look at a man of a certain age and start to wonder, why ain't he married? Especially if you're a good-looking guy. If you're better than a 6 on the attractiveness scale, women start to wonder. Men start to wonder, especially the older you get. How does being single hurt men at work, white collar world? How does it hurt women at work? Oh, it hurts you ladies too. It hurts. How does it hurt women at work? How does it hurt women at work? So the question is, and I've had this question asked, hey, Kevin, from an image standpoint, from a career standpoint, from a Henry standpoint, or from a Blake Henry standpoint, or a Phoebe wanting to be a Phoebe Henry standpoint, is it better to settle or make an arrangement? Or is it better to settle or make an arrangement, or to just go it alone? That's a question we're going to have to flesh out. And it has everything to do with, well, it depends. What do you want? What outcomes do you want? There are some places that if you want to go, you need to be married. CEO of a Fortune 500, of a Fortune 2000 company or more, if you want to be an executive management of a large regional concern or national concern, you most definitely need to have been married. Better if you're still married. Yes, you could have been divorced, but it's better if you have a wife. It's on every application for a reason. Is it better to settle or make an arrangement? If you don't believe that your non-heterosexual counterparts had made arrangements before it became socially acceptable, there were guys who didn't like men, who didn't like women, who had wives because they had to climb that corporate ladder.
Let me stop right there. Didn't I just say that? I just said the same thing. Women do it too. Women be whole studs and be married to dudes just for the look, just for the image. You know, I just mentioned this, right? It's just part of the corporate structure, and if this is how it cuts you off, it caps you in your career because you can never make it above a certain works, a certain level of work. Put it that way. But the whole premise of this is you being married and being in a relationship. To be able to be married or be in a relationship, you have to have great soft skills. You have to be good with people, because when you're in a relationship, it's not just about you, it's about other people. So you always have to be considerate and thinking about the other person. It's not just about what you want, it's about what you guys want. It's about where you guys are looking to go toward the future. Those are the plans of someone with excellent soft skills. Those are the thoughts of someone with excellent soft skills. You're planning it out before it even gets here. Being preemptive, proactive, not reactive. You don't want to ever be reactive, because by the time you're reacting to something, it's too late. Right? It's too late. A lot of people suffer in this area because when they don't get what they want, they tend to wholeheartedly change and their attitudes just get jacked up. Like, I know a lot of people who have lots of education but can't make it past a mid-level manager position because their attitudes are jacked up. They expect to be the boss just because someone told them, if you go to school for this, you'll be able to do this or that, which everyone was sold that lie. Everyone. These things right here, they don't do nothing but get you in the door. It's this that helps you move up. Yeah, that looks good. Say, oh, well, they took extra. That's all this does. All this says is you took extra training to do something. That's it. That's all it is. That's all those are. You took extra steps to ensure something. But anyone can pick up a book and learn something. How do you deliver it? That is the question. when the time comes for you to actually do it, how do you make it happen? And if it doesn't happen, how do you react? No, they're in healthcare. NC 71, they're healthcare management. They're in management. Yeah, let's get back to the video.
Or go it alone. Well, some people are like, well, it's better to go it alone. All right, but you're going to cap yourself. Have you invested so much relational energy into your career, education, pets, or other things? This was that, what was that brother, Craig 6T that I mentioned the other day? The male relational object, basically saying that a lot of, let me go ahead and read the brother's comment, because I'm gonna make a video about this. But it's a brother named Craig 6T. Shout yourself out in the comment section. He said this regarding the first lady with the PhD. She was proud that she was not married and had a PhD. That was that lady that called in, that Tiffany lady. Because they asked if she was married. She's like, oh, I'm not married because I choose not to be. I'm a PhD. Yeah. You and another woman help inspire this video. Brother said, I have my theories about why that occurs. He said, I believe over time that a woman invests more and more of her time and energy into gaining a PhD or whatever, and later in a career. Those two things become what he calls a masculine love object. Shout out to you. Energy that she would have invested in being with a man or building a family or whatever is now invested in her degree and then her career. This is why she is so proud of her career and at the same time a single woman. See, she's proud of her degree, the career and education, where most women will be proud of her family, her husband, and everything else. Basically, that's become the thing she's invested in, i.e. the career, pets, education, and other things. In other words, a transference is taking place. The masculine love object is now a degree, a career instead of a man. So that's why a lot of women today, you have women today don't have really good soft skills. You really don't like men. You don't even understand us, don't even know us. Vice versa. You got a lot of guys who have invested themselves into things too, but men, it doesn't hurt men like it hurts women. Men are expected to invest. We're not expected to be the social butterflies, but we do need soft skills. And in particular, if you're going to be in a white collar environment, there are women in your workplace and you have horrible soft skills, you are setting yourself up for trouble. Is it possible for women's soft skills to suck too? Well, yes, it is. Are you socially awkward, man or woman? And the net of it, if any of these things are true, have you lost all hope? Is it over for you? Am I doomed? Is this a wrap? Do I might as well end it all here? Or is there hope? Well, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. How many people does at least one of these things apply to you? If at least one of those questions applies to you, put a 1 in the chat room. If you want to get my attention, you're going to need to put it in super chat. If you ask a question in chat, I will not see it. It's moving too fast. There's 600 some odd people in here. And if you're serious about having a question that you want to have be answered or a comment you want read, you need to hit that little $ and put it in super chat. That's what it's for. It highlights your question and draws my attention to it. So do not put my name in. Don't use the little ampersand to highlight me and get my attention. I'll erase your question. I'll erase your comment. And if you do it again, I'll time you out. If you do it a third time, I'll block you. Again, this applies to everyone. I need everyone to understand. If you want me to answer your question, you're going to need to put it in super chat. There are too many people in here. So I'm seeing the ones pile up. I am seeing the ones pile up. Well, this means you likely have poor soft skills, poor people skills. Okay? Poor soft skills, poor people skills. Poor soft skills, poor people skills has a direct impact upon your ability to move up and or interact in the work environment. Look at the ones, look at the ones, look at the ones, look at the ones. So now the question is, like I've been asking, what are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to do to get what you want? What are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to do to get what you want? What are you prepared to do to change something? Because you do not improve your soft skills by watching videos on YouTube.
Great.
You do not improve your soft skills by reading books about it. How to make friends and influence people. Nope.
Let me stop it right there. Great point he just made right there. A lot of us spend way too much time looking at videos, looking at articles in magazines, men and women both. Spend way too much time doing this and letting the influencers of these videos tell us what we should be doing. People who have these channels, a lot of people who have these channels talk about things from experience of their lives. The only way you're going to ever learn something is if you experience it in your life. All right. You need to get out there in the world and experience it. You can't sit at home and watch YouTube all day long thinking that this is going to teach you everything you need to know about life. This is not how it works. Yeah, I mean, you can learn a multitude of things from YouTube and from watching certain people, but you can also become influenced and do crazy things because you're sitting around watching people on YouTube. You have to get out here and do your own research and live your life. Don't just always follow what a content creator says. Get out here and do it yourself. Do your own research, do your own homework, learn something. Like I said, you always want to try to look and be a part of your community. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. All right? Because we're going to keep on going over here. We're going to keep getting deep and talking about these type things over here. Let's get back to this video.
If you are limiting yourself from moving up, you are taking thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands, and depending upon your income and income possibility, maybe even in the millions over a career. You know, the difference between an additional $30,000 to $40,000 early enough on in your career that invested could have made you a lot more money. So, what are you prepared to do to improve your soft skills? Well, first thing is you got to acknowledge that there's a problem. Number two, and most importantly, are you prepared to do the work? The coaching work and the possible therapy work that needs to be done. Are you prepared to do those things? Because if not, well, I would tell you this, coming from an engineering side, I knew a lot of guys who ended up hurting their careers, damaging their careers, damaging their real prospects because they really truly undervalued, did not understand how critically important soft skills were until they were being terminated. Until they were being terminated. Yes. How many people are familiar with stack rankings? What's going on in here? Well, if you got a question, somebody said call in, Daniel. Understand, when you call in, here's what I need you to do. I need you to call in. Number one, you need to follow the instructions. You need to get in a quiet area with low or no background noise. You cannot be on Bluetooth or speakerphone. You need to put your ear up on the thing. Make sure your camera and your light source are in front of you. Please limit your responses to 30 seconds and do not talk over guests. And more importantly, when I start to speak, please do not interrupt or attempt to overtalk. Remember, this is a show with hundreds of people and thousands of playbacks, so act accordingly.
Now we're going to stop it right there. And I'm going to move it in a minute toward the end of the video where he spits a lot of game. What do you say? Kevin was correct about being single in a corporate environment. Husbands didn't. Husbands didn't invite to socials, galas, business dinners because I wasn't married. Yeah, I mean, they do me the same way, bro. Same way. Now, everyone knows I'm engaged. I'm starting to get these invites. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, people don't want the single guy coming through smashing all their wives when they're drunk because they don't trust them. But on the other side, I also saw those same venues have married couples act as sweet. Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Again, they never had an answer for that side of going. Yeah, it's because they like to share. They want to share. They don't want you to come through there and knock them all down like bowling ball pins. They want to be like, oh, well, you know, I allow my wife to do this, or I allow my husband to do that, blah, 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 because we're a couple. If you're by yourself, the wife can just slide off somewhere with you and, you know, it'll just be y'all. The old cuck husband won't be there to engage in it. But that's neither here nor there. I think it's right here.
Social opportunities.
Hold on.
You know everything. People just got to work with men for the rest. You're not getting any better. Man, I would never get crossed up like that. Of course not. Aoka like that outside is the place. Yeah. Oh, so
there we go.
Yeah. See, what I do not do well from guys, I have no room for lazy men, and I have no room for cowards. And personally, I hate to be afraid of anything. I would rather go fail and learn better. See, a lot of guys think they can insulate themselves. Naima, truth, a lot of guys think that they can insulate themselves from ever having any problems in life by Google. Like, I'll just take a bunch of red pills and therefore I'll never have any problems in life because I know this, I know that, and I know female nature, I know this, I know that. Let me be honest with you. Have you seen the lips on, have you seen that woman's mouth? Aoka, 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 Aoka. Have you seen those? Let me tell you young guys something. For every man, there is that woman out there to where when you see her, all that shit that you talking goes right out the window. Your creator made you that way. All that knowledge goes. Shout out to the great BGS. He says the average red pill dude is some good loving away from being a purple pill or a blue pill simp. Nothing inoculates you against AOKA like that outside of your own personal experience. I don't care how many books you read, how many videos you watch, who you got saved on playlists, or who you got stored. When you run across some shit like that and does it for you, bruh, listen to your Godfather. I'm not trying to steer you wrong. Mankind has no vaccine against that. Whatever it is for you, everybody has their thing. My ex-wife, she had like about 6 or 7 of my things. But there was nothing I could do to defend against that. Nothing. She had a drop step fadeaway shot. You couldn't defend against it. It was just cold. She had a crossover. She just, and that's the thing. You're gonna get crossed. Everybody you watch has gotten crossed up. That's why we know so much. But we don't get crossed over and over again. And this is what this information, it just lets you know. This person got a mean crossover. This person got a mean fadeaway. But you still gotta get in the game. You can't be in the sidelines talking about, man, I would never get crossed up like that. Of course not. You're in aisle 16 getting popcorn.
Let me stop it right there. Of course not. You too scared to get in the game. You over there buying annihilators. You over there buying hot Cheetos. You know what I'm saying? No. NC71 says, in business environments, why bring the talk of family? Business matters are short. I like Samuel's idea of bringing an escort 10 out of 10 to corporate events. Now, a lot of people do. A lot of people agree with that, NC. A lot of people agree with that. That's a good opinion. A lot of people agree because it puts off the relationship image. They just pay someone to go with them. That same woman goes here, there with them everywhere they go, you know. Or they might take a different one with them. Depends on the person and their wallet, right? But let's touch on what he just said, right, in this last part of this video, because it's true. Because a lot of people want to sit here, they want to watch YouTube, they're scared to go out here and meet women, or women scared to go out here and meet men, they're scared to get their heart broke, or their feelings hurt, just because they want to be perfect. And you can't do that. You have to experience life. You have to experience life. You have to get up and get on out here, man. Just something I tell my people on my team, man. I tell them, you know, don't just sit here. Yeah, this is a cool spot here, but money ain't everything. You got to move around. If you don't, you'll end up getting replaced. So find something else to do. You're good at this. You've mastered this. Okay, now go find something else to learn. Find something else to take on. Find something else to do. I always tell them, don't take my word for it. You won't see me here too long. Whatever the position is. Every 2-3 years, I'm looking to move. Just because that's just, I understand today's time. The days of sitting in one spot for 20 years for a company is over. In a department is over. Waiting on your rocking chair and your pocket watch they're going to give you. You know, you might as well get the best out of it. If you're trying to stay into a corporate environment, I mean, most people don't even work in corporate. They only work at Walmart. They CSMs at Walmart trying to catch somebody stealing. You know, I promise, quiet. So I tell my people this all the time. Don't sit here. Don't sit here just because they pay you good overtime here and there. Okay, you've been here 10 years. Don't you want to do something else beside this? Yeah. The days of sitting in an apartment for 20 years is over. I look to move every 2 to 3. I'm here to learn and get on my own. I'm trying to get. Experience is the best teacher. Back to the video.
But being in aisle 16 getting popcorn doesn't keep you safe because you're not getting any better. There is a cap on impractical knowledge. At some point, you got to get in the game. Men, Tristan, please don't highlight me, but I'll let this go. Trolls are calling men cis for agreeing with marriage. Well, that's cool. Oh snap! What did you learn? What did you learn from marriage? What's the question? See, here's something else, man. These guys, you guys come in here. What did you learn from marriage? And why do you need marriage? Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I'll be honest. I'm beyond arguing with guys. Believe what you want to believe. My job is not to get you to believe anything. I got guys who argue with me about image and wearing a suit. Look, I would tell you this. Here's one thing I did learn from all this. Single men, unattached men have a cap on them in corporate America. They have a cap on them. And the rules aren't going to change. Let me go ahead and say this again. If you think because millennials and zennials are here, y'all have a new way of doing things, it's going to change nothing. No. I'm serious. There is nothing. And here's another thing I've learned. I've learned that you can bang on a subject for so long. There are a lot of guys who, let's just talk. There are a lot of guys out here who are your intellectual, your professional, your income, educational, your masculine betters. There are a lot of guys who are your betters who hear you guys talking about marriage, relationships, women. And I think y'all need to understand that a lot of these guys are like, man, what are y'all talking about? You alienate these guys. Like when you call a man a blue pill, a simp because he's married, that shit works in a chat room. But some of you guys act like you don't ever have to turn off YouTube and go into the real world. There's a ranking among men, and lower ranking males got to really be cautious about how you discuss higher ranking males. Do you need a wife if you own your own business? I never said anything about needing anything. But let's answer that question. Do you need a wife if you own your own business? Do entrepreneurs, depends who you're trying to work with. You're a blue pill, you're a blue collar man. You own your own business? Great. Do you ever want to do any business with white collar men? The question is, who do you want to do business with? Who do you need to network with? If you own your own business and you only ever want to work with men for the rest of your life, if you never have to sell a product or a service to a female, if you can survive on doing business with only men, then I guess not. But let me tell you something. If you own your own business, and And there are these social events that happen around town. You can't just come to these events by yourself. You got to show up with somebody. It's expected that you bring your wife or a plus one, especially if of a certain age. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you've not been. Exactly. See, so what I think a lot of guys realize, there's a cap on owning your own business. If you're just going to be own your own business and you're the only employee, then sure. But that's limited. Are you talking about scaling something vertical? Again, one person. See, a lot of you guys understand this when it's talking about women, but one person out here competing against a group of people who are grouped up in communities and families and things, you're always going to be behind. See, tomorrow I'm going to do a video on the blue collar world, because I talk a lot about white collar, but in the blue collar world, blue collar people, contractors, people, men who work with their hands, people who have, electrical, plumbing, this, that. Who are your customers? Are you doing one and two jobs? Or are you trying to get contracts, government contracts? See, it's all about networks. It's all about networks. And any man coming to events by himself consistently draws attention. All right, I got it. Let me get up in here.
All right, we're going to stop the video right here. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you are hitting that like button. We've been on here a little bit over an hour, so I want to thank everyone who's able to stick around this long. All right. Next week we'll be back. Salute. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.